This is Mega Man 1, and it's a fantastic game. It's extremely hard. If you are familiar with the Dark Souls or Demon Souls Saga editions games, whatever you want to call them, Mega Man 1, insanely harder. It's much more difficult. So first you're going to start out here. You want to pick which guy you want to fight, and you got a couple of options here. You can go in whichever level you want. I wouldn't recommend most of them. You could probably start with Bomb Man, but I like to start with Guts Man. His level's a little bit harder, and it just has kind of a nice progression through the game. The reason I say Guts or Bomb is because they are beatable. I mean, you can beat any of the bosses with just your regular little pellet shooter here, but oops, not off to a good start. That's what happens when you try and make commentary. So you can beat any of them with your regular Buster, is what they ended up naming it. So you really don't need to go in any particular sequence, but the game's just going to be so much more enjoyable for you if you do, because you'll be able to get through the game. Now, when you're on these little droppy platform doohickeys, the thing to look out for is the back part of it. The very last pixel there is what's going to largely determine your success through there. Also, if you stay too far on the back when you're moving through it, you're going to have a hard time getting over that last gap jump, and that's probably the most difficult part of the level. You don't really need to worry about getting hurt or anything through any of this. As you can see, that one little pellet there just gave me all of my health back. It's cliffs and spikes that you got to worry about here. So look out for cliffs and spikes. Make sure that you know that Mega Man has ballerina toes and he can stand on edges like way far off the edge. Okay, very important. The other thing to keep in mind here is that if you die a couple of times on your way through the level, that life's not too hard to get. If you die on your way a couple of times through, you don't really want to push too much further, and I'll explain that later as we get further into this little boss rush here, but like you have 3 lives unless you gather a couple of extra ones to try and beat the boss. So I died once. This one I don't have full health. On a later boss, I'll probably have to show you the little trick that I use. And if I don't, remind me in the comments. But the only thing that's really going to be a challenge here, Gutsman has like a pretty standard animation, and that's what you want to worry about when he starts coming at you. Sometimes he'll just hop, 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 and then he sits on top of you and you can't get away from him. And that's the big problem. You can pretty much trade rocks for blows, but when he starts jumping on you, rocks for blows might not be the best term to use. You can shoot him and accept that he throws a rock in your face. So, Guts kills Cuts. I like this. This is a very, very nice throwback to Paper, Rock, Scissor. There is no Paper Man, unfortunately, but Cutman does play his part in stopping these evil robots. So we're just gonna cruise along here. No issue. Don't worry about getting shot. You don't need to kill things. There's like a points system, but the only thing that's gonna be fun for is if you like hanging out with your buddies. And and you want to have like a who can collect more, or time rush, something like that. They don't get you free lives, or it's not a currency. It's just a number at the top. Mega Man may have initially been developed as an arcade game or something. Certainly not anything that I've ever played of Mega Man Arcade. Man, okay, beating me up. And like I said, you can take all of these just inconsequential hits as long as you're able to sort of avoid the major I don't know, they're like mini bosses. There's one gigantic stompy creature at the end of most levels, and as long as you have enough life to basically run through him, you're gonna be okay. Interesting thing here is I was trying to record this a little bit ago when I was experimenting with all of the various video settings. This is my first Mega Man video that I'm going to put up for people to see. But when I was putting it together before, I was making comments that I had never really been able to get past that giant stompy guy without just running through him. And of course, the very first time I ran into him in this playthrough, just walked right into him. So there he is, twice. This might be to avoid stompy guy runs. So I've got plenty of health. Got no concerns in here. I told you I was going to show you my little trick in this boss. Oh, I might as well show you. So there's a fantastic thing that the Nintendo has called a sketch, and you can see I killed that guy, and now he's back. And if you get the pixel at just the right level, and off-screen, on-screen, it's a sketch, basically. You can sit here and refill your life, or if you're on your last life, you can earn more free men, free guys. And they were called, I got another guy. Oh, you played your guy. It's somebody else's turn. But we don't need that. Gutman kills Cutman in a pretty, it's not even funny. Oh, okay. So if you miss it, you only have those two shots. So that's a little bit funny that I just did that. Oh man, that's going to be real funny if he gets me. He seems to be kind of glitched out there. But we got it. That was kind of an unfortunate miss on my part, but a lucky run to finish it up. I think going back and showing that trick of how to get that extra little bit of energy really just saved me there. So, we're through Cutman. This one I also really like. Cut kills electricity. What are you going to do if somebody cuts your cord? You're just dead in the water. This, I think I was showing you earlier. Oh man, where am I? I was showing you earlier that Mega Man has ballerina toes, right? So you want to get right on the edge of this with his toes, and that's how you're going to get through there. That's a really, really difficult. I'll show you. You don't want to use too many of these, but that's how you can easily get yourself through that. But that's the weapon that's going to allow you to kill the boss easily. So, you know, use it at your own discretion, but use it to make sure that you're able to get through those early stages. Something that you might, well, not you might, you did not know is that I tapped left once I got on the ladder so that I was pointing left so I could shoot those things. Otherwise, when you get on it, if you're pointing right, you shoot right. So you want to make sure you're pointing the right direction too. A little bit of a risky jump. I don't think I actually get anything out of it. There's a nice little way you can get up this way if you come the other way. But the nice little thing there is if you go up on the left side, you can replenish those cuts that you used to get through the earlier stage of the game. don't go for that. It's a clear death trap. You don't need the health, as I've been saying pretty regularly through most of these runs. Don't know what his being Mega Man's actual life is referred to. Energy. Let's go ahead and just do this. Oh boy. Having trouble jumping there. Alright, here we go. Get it together, man. Get it together. Also, the sort of progression that you take through the game to get to this particular spot. Oh, there we go. Full health again. Full Enerkachoos. The progression, if you get here without Gutman, you're thinking, what is that? It looks very important. It's not important. I mean, it'll get you through one or two spots throughout these boss levels. It's probably a little bit more useful in Dr. Wily's castle. What's he a doctor of? Probably robotics. Most evil doctors are doctors of robotics. What's Mega Man doing out of school, you might ask? Saving the world. So, you know, you gotta weigh your options there. But school's important, go to school. And then play Mega Man. Those little hoppy guys, whatever. You got another little pitfall death trap here. Take your time. I'm of the opinion that Nintendo games should be played holding run the entire time. So, here's Mr. Stompy. Oh man, 3 in a row. That doesn't... It's pretty atypical. 3 in a row referring to, if you stop paying attention or have a squirrel brain like I do, that was the third one that I've dodged where I feel like I'm terrible at dodging them, but apparently I'm pretty good at it. This can be an extremely annoying little... oh boy. So here's not a good situation for me. We've got 1 life, well, 0 counts, so we've got 2 lives, but I think we're gonna probably not beat him this... Yeah, alright, I jumped the gun there. It's not the worst case scenario. You get to come back right into this little safety garage or whatever it is, but we're on our last life here, and there's no way to get more energy if we get beat up on our way there, so kind of going to be a little more cautious here. Luckily we've got Cut Man. Something very crazy about Electric Man. Trying to focus a little bit here. Something about Electric Man is that he will basically decimate you in like 2 shots of his power, so this is one of the bosses you don't want to come at without the correct ability to beat him. There's a little trick there, not like a trick that's going to help you. They're trying to trick you because it looks like they want you to use gut power because they put the boxes, but Cut kills Electric. There's, ouch, if he hits me again I'm probably done for. Alright, man, Electric Man is a scary, dangerous guy. Alright, we made it though. Cut kills Electric. We got the electric power. This one, I don't know. I guess electricity kills water, but I don't know if I agree with Electric Man killing Ice Man. What I'm doing here is just trying to kind of save myself some grief later on. There isn't a cliff that you can jump off easily here, but we've only got the 1 life left, and Iceman's level is extremely annoying. There's a part we'll get to at the end that it's just a huge cavernous gap of death. And if you get there with one life, it's not fun because it takes a while to get there. So just do yourself a favor if you're not flush with free guys. To just get yourself a couple of extra free lives. Free lives is what I'm going to start calling it. Or just lives. Lives. When you were playing this game, if you ever got to play this game, did you trade off with your friends' lives and levels? I think that was generally the rule, because if you were really good, you play all the levels, but if you're stunk, you die pretty early on. So lives or levels gives everyone a chance to play friendly so that you want to keep spending time at your friend's house. Oh boy. Alright. Didn't do the best of that one there. Let's check out Sketch again, because Sketch is something that Nintendo probably unintentionally made one of the most useful things. Sketched. Don't have to deal with them anymore. The Sketch is the off-screen, on-screen, and luckily he's at a program, part of the program where you don't have to worry about him coming back at all. That probably looked like a pretty casual jump through those blocks there. Those blocks are very time-consuming. It takes a long time to learn the pattern. And here's the cavernous gap that I talked about. If you jump at the wrong time, you'll get hit, or just fall off the edge, so it's terrible. We're back here again. This is why you can get really good at this sequence of blocks, because you have to do it so many times. Again, I'll show you. Not necessary, but might make your life a little bit easier if you just chop that guy down. So yeah, so these blocks, you'll notice I do kind of like a stutter step. I don't follow the actual pattern. Sketch this guy out again. Sketched. And you have to learn how to do that to really get through it here without using that other little power we picked up in the Gutman level. Oh man, that's scary when you get hit by that pellet. You're stuck in the animation of am I going to fall off the edge? Am I dead here? Was that my last life? Look out for those pellets. And in addition to that, those pellets, they'll get you. I forgot to mention we've got to deal with the penguins. So this level's a little frustrating. Especially since at the start of it, it's like just a side scroll, like not much is going on there. You just kind of cruise through, no big deal, no big issue. So it's just more time consuming. Kind of losing my lull here. I'm a little upset that I'm on my last life. I don't want to have to play this level again. Alright, here we go. Let's get through this, right? Don't get hit by the pellet. Don't get hit by the... Oh, man, the same pellet got me twice in a row. Alright, halfway through. Now we gotta worry about the penguins. Or we can just fall off the edge. That's fine. Here we go. Starting over Iceman's level. So, I think that might give you actually a good little summary as to why I came in here and let those green guys just take me out at the start of the game, right? start at the level. You don't want to get all the way through this side-scrolling monotony and solve that brick puzzle. Would you consider that a puzzle? I don't know if I'd consider it. I guess it's a puzzle. You gotta get the timing down right. So, nothing dangerous, nothing hard there. You walk through it. But it's very time consuming. So here we are, back at the old puzzle. Maybe I don't want to call it a puzzle. Back at the old platform. Frustrating. Alright, let's do... not fall down again. Get through it. Here we go. Get on that one. Wait for it. Stutter step. Wait for it. Wait for it. We're through. Alright. I'm sure you're getting a nice little repeat of how to beat this particular spot. Sketch the guy. Get on the blocks. Get through the blocks. And then go deal with one of the most annoying parts. Well, I wouldn't call it annoying. Maybe it's part of the charm of the game. I'm really losing focus here. That noise is just kind of like drilling into my head. Alright, we're through it. We're through it. Let's get past these. Get past these into safe zone. Oh, I don't think that was even fair. I think I was on top of the platform on that one. I don't know. Gonna need a referee on that, but I feel like that was an unfair killing of Mega Man that time around. Which, you know, it's okay. Programming has come a long way. And this is what was out at the time, and this is what I enjoy playing, so... I also really like complaining when I feel like complaining. Alright, let's get through it. I might need to be quiet for a little bit, but it's not likely. I'm probably going to keep talking. They put me on a weird little pattern here where I gotta keep dodging that. Oh man, that's frustrating a half right there. Struggling. Do it. Let's get through it. Bring me together. Help me out, little floor robot. Oh, is it a Zumba? Roomba? What do they call those? I think Zumba's the class. Roomba's the vacuum. That's why Iceman's level is so clean. Keeps the air conditioner on the whole time. His little vacuum is constantly working on his ice pools. Got giant cavernous depths that can be full of Mega Man bodies. Probably got a pig farm down there or something. There's a little bit of a sketch jump. Alright, here we go. Don't let these penguins get you. Don't let them... I'm gonna start over. Gotta start it over. Here we go. We want to get through this time. And also, if I don't get through it this time, probably going to be frustrated enough that I'm going to stop the video there. But that's okay. It's okay. Maybe I'll load it anyways. Just title it "Didn't Quite Awesome." We don't need that help. We might. This is going to be the time where I get across the cavern and into the boss level with only enough health to get hit by one of the penguins that flies down the hallway, and it's going to be the most fun ever. Alright, here we go. Block, 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 stutter, block. We're through. And no hesitation, let's just get this. I hesitated right after I said don't hesitate. Alright, here we go. We're back on a weird little pattern there. It's just not quite reachable. At least the other one's not floating around trying to get us with those pellets. Alright, here we go. This might be our... Oh boy, that was a couple of risky jumps there. Decided I don't want to go in on a low pattern. I want to come up high because getting stuck down low there is really frustrating, especially when these penguins just keep coming at you. Alright, we got it. Oh, okay, that makes me sad. That was the one! That was the one I was going to get through. I feel like frustration's probably starting to show on my face. It's okay. Mega Man and I have a love-hate relationship. We spent a lot of time together. We know how to push each other's buttons. There we go. Let's get through this. Hey, that guy didn't get me that time. Getting better at that. Jump, jump, blocks, blocks, get through this, blocks. Okay, here we go. You might have noticed that I'm not commenting on this situation right now, but they put me in a very frustrating situation there. It's like these robots just came in at the worst little stutter loop there that got me stuck. Alright, here we go. As long as the penguins don't get me, give me a send over the top. Okay, yes! We gotta get that life. We didn't get that life. Probably needed that life. Okay, we got two. We got the power. I think there's gonna be one of those big stomper dudes. Yeah, there's Mr. Stomps. Oh, at least we got past Mr. Stomps. Alright. Now we're in business. This is another decent hallway for that energy or life recovering. But the penguins are pretty unpredictable, so just be careful. You might end up, do a cost-benefit analysis. If you get hit by two penguins and you haven't gotten any life back, move on. Alright. Mr. Iceman. Frustrating level, but we're through it. Very, very frustrating level. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to get through this in 30 minutes or less, but right now, ice beats fire. I don't think anyone can contest that ice power is going to put out fire power unless fire is really, really hot, in which case Fireman makes Iceman Steam Man. Oh, good. That's nice. We needed that. Kind of a unexpected little boon there. Oh, real stuff. But incidentally, those little floaty fire guys, they're infinite. They come down, and they're a great way to just sort of if you get yourself in a nice spot and you are able to predict where they're coming, you can repetitively shoot them and get some extra lives, which can be helpful. if you're into that sort of thing, staying alive. This is one of the worst parts of the level because of the instant death. This is probably where I would recommend getting the lives out of those guys, or the resources if you need some extra resources, which, you know, tends to happen if you don't carefully try and jump past these little fire pillars. If you're going to jump to the fire pillar, jump into it rather than next to it, because if you hesitate and bump into it, you get knocked off the back and into the fire. So it's better to get hurt a little bit into the lava. It's better to get hurt a little bit than get knocked off into the lava and die instantly. Should have mentioned this is a great place to try and get those lights as well. Letting him go there, he'll sketch himself. Oh, he comes back. Okay. And the most important thing to do here is be careful when you're jumping over those little chasms. They can jump up and knock you back. Cool. Alright. Well, good thing we got that light. There's another part that's not too difficult to get yourself all of those resources replenished. I am a firm believer you should go in and just, if you've got the lives, try it hard rather than trying to maximize every opportunity. Probably not the best attempt. But now we can try and get there full energy and use some ice sand power on him. And here we go. It's kind of a standard trade shots fight. So he hits you, you hit him, he hits you, you hit him. Your power is stronger than his power. So trade blows. Fireman done. Yeah, treat your life as a resource. You don't need to be full health if you sort of know what you're going into and what you're coming across. So this is Bomb Man. This is the other one. You can start with Bomb Man. This level's nothing out of the ordinary or insane. Just kind of got to know where to stand, what the timing is. Don't try and jump one of these when that thing is coming up out of the ground, or it's going to hit you and knock you down into the cliff. Knowing those just sort of subtle points to stand and breeze through this. That's a trap there. If you've been watching the rest of this video, you know that those are traps. This guy, I don't like to stand here and fight him, but if you run past him or through him, he follows you and jumps on your head, so a lot easier just to fight him there. This is probably the most dangerous part of the entire level. If you accidentally jump into a bullet like that, that's that's what's gonna get you. Are we back at the beginning? Are we gonna take you all the way back? Oh man. Goodness. It's been a while since I died in Bomb Man stage. I must not be focusing very well. I guess normally when I play, I'm playing silently, and this time I'm trying to kind of... I don't know, do you guys talk to yourselves when you're playing? by yourself. You usually don't even have an inner monologue or anything. It's just moving through the game. Go back to this guy. I feel like this would have been a nice place for a halfway point. A checkpoint. But they didn't give it to you, huh? Alright, yeah, so now we're running a little bit low on our health there. We're going to start playing a little bit more carefully. Because, man, that was some frustration. I have to go back to the entire beginning of the level. That's a little punishing. Maybe we're at the halfway point now. I kind of want to get up here and get going fast before that bullet comes up behind you, because otherwise you get stuck in this weird cycle. Alright, our health's getting a little bit low. There was talking up how easy this level is, and I'm just getting murdered. Alright, there we go. We don't need that life. We get hit by the big stompy. No big stompy. Right? We just power through him this time. No issues. We've got big issues here, friends. It was on our last life, and there's some things that'll hit you on the way down here. Alright, so basically we cannot let Bomb Man touch us, or we've got to do this entire thing again. He's going to land right on my head. Oh! Oh! Don't get me! Oh man, that was like half a pixel that touched me. I call unfairness. Okay, take it back, Bomb Man. You're not as much of a pushover as I've been presenting to the audience. Oh, wow. Well, we're gonna make it through. No problem. No problem. We'll make it. That's the beautiful part about video games. You keep trying. Tenacity. We'll get through. Kinda wish I would have had that energy right there. It's a trap, don't go down for it. You're just gonna get shot by bullets and lose all of the health you were normally going back. Oh, nice. That'll be helpful. Would have been helpful. Is going to be helpful. It's helping. There's a nice little, there is a nice little mechanic in Mega Man where if you stop holding forward, he falls like a rock. Rockman. Which can be really useful if you're about to get hit by an enemy. That last bullet that was about to collide with my face, I just let off the controller for a second. Whoops. And was able to dodge him, so... Oh, I forgot that in Mega Man 1, when you've got your temporary invulnerability on, you can still die from the spikes. Most, I think all of the newer Mega Mans, when you get hit by a guy and you've got that temporary flashing protection, you're totally fine to stand on spikes. Alright. See, we're a little bit less cautious. This is what the first run through should have looked like. Just get there with enough health to not be too concerned about Bomb Man. You can see this is one of the less dangerous fights to try and use just your regular M-Buster pellets to get through. 40 minutes, yeah, I guess I died quite a few times getting through Iceman, and even Bomb Man got me a few times. Alright, Dr. Wet Willy's up. The Wily, Dr. Wily is going to give you a Wet Willy. We're not going through his castle right now. Thanks for watching.